All right, so this last one is going to be for more advanced users. If you want to import a part from somewhere else, not necessarily something that is already created in Onshape, not something that's already in my public file, maybe you want to add something very special to your Sumobot. So we talked the other day in one of the classes about maybe a roller bearing. This would be like a ball bearing that just rolls around for a front wheel. So I'm going to show you how I would do that. First of all, I need to find a CAD file of a roller bearing. Some industrial suppliers have CAD files on their websites. The one that I use the most, and the one I would really recommend, is a website called McMaster-Carr. It's McMaster.com, McMaster.com. And if you click it, you'll see this website, McMaster-Carr. So they have all sorts of things, all sorts of parts. The hard thing is sometimes figuring out what to search. So I'm going to call this, I might call it a roller bearing. Not sure if that'll get me what I want. I'm looking here. No, I don't see it anywhere around here. I don't see it. There might be another word for this. Ball bearing caster. Wonder if this will come up. Here we are. Flange mount ball transfers is what they're called. I learned something new today. So you can see there's all different ones here. They're all different sizes. I'm going to try to find a pretty plain one. So let's see here. For all these ones, it has different ball diameters. There's a 1 inch. That's probably too big for a Sumobot. 11/16 inch. That's not bad. Down here we've got 1/2 inch. That's not bad. Maybe I'll go with that. See how big this is. This is a 1/2 inch ball diameter. 7/8 of an inch high, 1 inch in diameter. Let me see this. So what you do is you click over here. There's a link here. It looks like a bunch of numbers, but that's actually the part number. Ignore that this is $47. That's way too expensive. We'd never buy that. But we're just wanting the file. Let's just show how we do this. And I'm going to click product details. So here I can learn all about this part. I can see exactly how big it is and what I could use it for. And what I can do here is select the type of file I want to download for it. There's lots of different files types, depending on what you want to do with this. But we want to put it into CAD. So I'm going to select 3D step file. That's kind of your most generic form. I'm going to select 3D step, and I'm going to click save. And that will download this to my computer. So my file has been downloaded. Let's go back to Onshape. Here's my Sumobot, and I'm within Assembly 1. I'm going to click plus, and I'm going to select import. So I should have saved that file. It should be in my downloads. Here it is, flange mount ball transfer. I select that and click open. And it'll take a moment here. I'm going to click import to this document. Okay. It'll upload it, and it'll take a little while for it to convert it to a format that Onshape can use. You'll eventually see it appear down here as a separate tab. It might take a little bit of time, but it'll appear. So when I click that, I'm going to take a look at it. Here it is. There's my ball transfer. It's worth noting that this part actually is 2 pieces. It is the casing and the ball. So I need to be careful when I put this into assembly that I put those 2 things in there together. Let's go to the assembly. Now that I have that imported, I'm going to click insert. I'm going to find it. It's not in Part Studio 1 where I made stuff. It's right here. It's got its own Part Studio. So I'll click here, and I'm going to import it. There it is. In this case, because these 2 pieces are separate, I want to be careful because if I take this and drag it, you'll see it leaves the ball behind. Let me undo that. So sometimes what you'll do is if you don't care about the motion between those parts, right when you import it, select them together. And then up at the top, there's a command here called group. I'm going to click group. And you'll see that it's got these 2 different parts that I'm going to green check here and say, yes, I want those things to be grouped together. So now when I move one, I move them both. All right, let's go attach this ball transfer to the bottom of my Sumobot. It's like a fasten mate, the center of it right there. Now there's not really a mate connector right where I want to put this, so I'm going to put it as close as I can right up here. It looks like it needs to be flipped. I'm going to flip it. But now I'm going to show you a tool that we haven't had a reason to use yet. And this is within your mate connectors, you can offset. So depending on what kind of connector you're using, you might get different options. But down here, there's offset. I'm going to check this box. And now what I can do is I can put in how much I want to offset from one of my mate connectors. So you can see here, there's a red line here that says X. There's a green line that says Y, and there's a blue line that says Z. I want to offset this down, so I'm going to use the Y offset. So I'm going to start by offsetting it by 1 centimeter. You can see it moved it down a little bit. That wasn't quite enough, so I'll put 1.5 centimeters. And that offsets it a little bit more. That looks good. I'm going to click the green check mark. And now what I have is a ball transfer that will roll around on. So if I put some big wheels back here, I can roll around on this front ball. Honestly, that ball transfer is way too big. If I take some more time, I might be able to find one that matches it better. But this is essentially the way to find parts that you might buy at a hardware store and want to insert into your CAD. Okay, if I had this, I might need to actually go back and extend my wedge all the way to the ground. I need to make sure my wheels are big enough. I could maybe cut a hole in my chassis that this could fit inside. Those are, other tasks. Really, this video is supposed to be about how to insert these custom parts that you find other places. So that's how you do that. Just remember, hit plus, import, and you have to have downloaded the file as a step file. That's the format I recommend. All right, good luck.